Hello, geometry students of mine. In this video, I'm going to give you hopefully some hints to help you with your homework that's on page 41. It's your 1.4 homework. So the first thing I want to do is just talk about what I want your homework to look like. So if you're doing homework out of your book, if you could please in the upper right hand corner just put your name and put period, whether it's A1 or B1, B3, B4, whatever, your name, your period, and then across the top of the page, if you could put the page number and then the problems that you're going to be doing, and then do your problems here. Now, if it's a problem that just asks for the name of the vertex of an angle or name the sides of an angle, of course, all you need to do is list that answer. But for the problems that I'm going to be helping you with and that involve some algebra, make sure that you are showing your work for those. Okay, so let's take a look at numbers 9 and 10. I've had a lot of questions about these, so I wanted to help you set these up. First of all, it's very important in geometry that you read the information that's given about a diagram. Okay, so here's our diagram. We are told that ray KJ and ray KL are opposite rays. Okay, so that's important to know. You're told that about this diagram, so you know you're looking at a straight angle here, whose measure is 180 degrees. We're also told that ray KN, that's right here, is a bisector of angle LKM. So if I'm told that KN, ray KN, is an angle bisector of angle LKM, what you'll want to do is mark that. So let's go ahead and put a little arc right here and a little arc right there, and that marks those two angles as congruent to each other. Okay, so number 9, let's go ahead and I'm going to help you set that up. We're told that if the measure of angle LKM, let's see, LKM is this whole angle. So if we're told that LKM has a measure of 7x minus 5, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just draw a big old arc here and just indicate that that angle has a measure of 7x minus 5, and that of course would be in degrees. We're also told that the measure of angle NKM, so that's this angle NKM right here, we're told that NKM measures 3x plus 9. So I can't quite fit that right here, so I'm just going to draw a little arrow out here. This angle measures 3x plus 9. Okay, and then we're asked to find the measure of angle LKM. All right, so if we're going to find the measure of angle LKM, that's this angle, LKM, I need to know what x is, and to find out what x is, I'm going to have to write an equation. So look at your diagram. You'll notice that angle NKM and LKN measure the same because ray KN is an angle bisector. So I'm going to go ahead and just indicate that this angle also measures 3x plus 9. Okay, and then if you look at the diagram, we can see that the entire angle LKM is made up of the sum of its parts. So this 7x plus 5 measure is going to be equal to 3x plus 9 plus 3x plus 9. So we can write either 3x plus 9 plus 3x plus 9 is equal to 7x minus 5. Or some of you may have done this. You may have taken that 3x plus 9 and doubled that and set that equal to 7x minus 5. Either way you set it up is fine. But from here, you're just going to do the algebra. I'll leave that to you to solve for x. And then just remember, once you have solved for x, you will take that answer and plug it in right here because we were asked to find the measure of angle LKM. All right, so that's some hints for number 9. Well, let's take a look at number 10. Okay, for number 10, we're told that the measure of angle NKL, so NKL has a measure of 7x minus 9, so let's go ahead and indicate that, 7x minus 9, and we are told that the measure of JKM, that's this angle, has a measure of x plus 3. So let me indicate that, x plus 3, and then we're asked to find the measure of angle JKN. Oh, JKN. Okay, so to find JKN, obviously we're going to need to know what x is. We also need to know what the measure of this part of the angle is. Well, because of KN being an angle bisector, we know that if NKL measures 7x minus 9, then angle MKN also has a measure of 7x minus 9. So let's go ahead and fill that in. And then remember we were given that ray KJ and ray KL were opposite rays, and opposite rays form a straight angle. If I were to put a protractor on a straight angle, that straight angle would measure 180 degrees. So what that means is I can add these three angles measures together, and that will total 180 degrees. So your equation would look like this: x plus 3 plus 7x minus 9 plus another 7x minus 9. If we add those three angle measures together, it's going to total 180 degrees. All right, so you'll solve that equation for x, and then when you're done, oops, x is not equal to 0, you'll solve that for x, and then when you're done, since we're being asked to find the measure of angle JKN, okay, you're going to have to put the x that you find down here, you're going to have to put it in two places. Put it in here, put it in here, evaluate those two expressions, and then add them together to get the measure of angle JKN. So now let's take a look at numbers 37 through 42. And first, let's see what we're told about the diagram. We are told that in the figure that ray BA and ray BC are opposite rays. So BA and BC are opposite rays. We're also told that ray BH bisects angle EBC. So here's ray BH, and it is bisecting angle EBC. EBC, and BH is its angle bisector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and mark this. If BH is an angle bisector, I'm going to put a double green arc right here and a double green arc right there. And so those double green arcs indicate that we have two angles that are congruent to each other because of this angle bisector, okay? And then before we get started, we also need to notice it's kind of small and kind of subtle, but right here we have a couple of red arcs that indicate that angle ABE is congruent to angle BEF. So keep that in mind as we get started on our problem. So let's first of all look at number 37. 37 tells us that the measure of angle ABE is 2n plus 7. So ABE is right here, 2n plus 7. So let's mark that. ABE is 2n plus 7, okay? And then we're also told that the measure of angle EBF is 4n minus 13. EBF is right here, 4n minus 13. So I'll try and indicate that as best I can. 4n minus 13, okay? And then we're also told that, remember the little red arcs right here tell us that those two angles are congruent to each other, and if two angles are congruent to each other, that means their measures are equal. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this expression, 4n minus 13, and set it equal to this expression, 2n plus 7, set those equal to each other, solve for n, and then once you've solved for n, don't forget to go back. If we're asked to find the measure of angle ABE, which is this one, don't forget to go back and put n in right here, and then your final answer will be in degrees because you're being asked to find the measure of an angle, and we measure angles in degrees. Okay, then let's take a look at number 38. We're told that the measure of angle EBF is 6x plus 12. So EBF is this angle right here, and it measures 6x plus 12. So I'm going to just draw an arrow out here. Whoops, I have a highlighter. I meant to get a pen. Okay, this arrow is 6x, or not arrow, this angle measures 6x plus 12. All right, and then we're also told that the measure of angle HBC is 8x minus 10. So HBC is this angle right here, and it measures 8x minus 10. So let me see if I can squeeze that in there. 8x minus 10 barely fits. All right, so now, okay, so I just realized I did not mark this correctly because I didn't read the angle or read what I was given correctly. So let me go back and change something. We were told that the measure of angle EBH is 6x plus 12, and you probably noticed that I just indicated that EBF was 6x plus 12. So that means that this whole angle, EBH, is supposed to be 6x plus 12. And if you look at our diagram, remember, because of this angle bisector, the two angles with the double green arcs are congruent to each other. So that means that we'll, kind of like the last problem, we'll go ahead and take this 6x plus 12 and set it equal to 8x minus 10. Because if two angles are congruent to each other, congruent angles have equal measures. So you set the measures equal to each other, solve for x, and then be sure you answer the question. Make sure you plug that x back in to find out what the measure of angle EBH is. Okay, so then let's take a look at number 39. Let's see what we're given here. So 39, we're told that the measure of angle ABF is 7b minus 12. So ABF, this whole angle, ABF, I got it right this time, ABF, the whole thing is 7b minus 12. So let me mark that. This whole thing is 7b minus 12. All right, and then we're also told that the measure of angle ABE is 2b. So ABE is this angle right here. So I'm going to indicate that is 2b, or not to be. Pardon the pun. All right, and then let's not forget about these two little red arc marks. What that tells us is that angle FBE is congruent to angle EBA. So if EBA measures 2B, then angle FBE also measures 2B. And so I'm going to try and squeeze that in there. 2B, I hope you can read that. Okay, so now to find out what B is, we need to write an equation. Well, this angle, this FBA that measures 7b minus 2, is the sum of its parts. So all we're going to do is just add 2b plus 2b and set that equal to 7b minus 12. So it would look like this. 2b plus 2b is equal to 7b minus 12. You would solve that equation for b, and then don't forget to plug your solution back in to answer the question for number 39. All right, and then we'll take a look at number, let's see, the next one is number 40. Okay, in number 40, we're told that angle EBC, okay, EBC is this whole angle. It's the two double green angles together. EBC is 31A minus 2. So I'm just going to indicate that all from E, that whole angle is 31A minus 2. All right, and then we're told that angle EBH, let's see, EBH is one of our angles with the double green arcs, and we're told that EBH is 4A plus 45. So let me write that in there. 4A plus 45. I hope you can read that. That says 4A. This says 4A plus 45. Okay. And then we're being asked to find the measure of angle HBC. Okay, well, HBC is an angle with two green arcs, so it's the same as angle EBH, all right? So if EBH measures 4A plus 45, then HBC measures 4A plus 45. So let's see, I think I'm going to do this. This is a 4A plus 45 degree angle, all right? And then the equation that we would write, this 31A minus 2 is the sum of its parts, so you would write 4A plus 45 plus 4A plus 45 equals 31A minus 2. Solve that for A and then plug it back in to answer the question. All right, then number 41, let's take a look at that. Let me erase some of this. Okay, so number 41 says, if the measure of ABF is 8s minus 6 and the measure of ABE is 2 times s plus 11, find the measure of EBF. So the measure of ABF is 8s minus 6. Here's ABF right here. ABF. ABF. Okay, that's 8s minus 6. So I'm going to indicate that this whole angle is 8s minus 6. Try to make your s's not look like 5s. And then the measure of angle ABE, okay, that is this angle. ABE is 2 times s plus 11. So I'm going to, since it's kind of small, I'm going to write it down here. That's 2 times s plus 11. Okay, so we need to solve for s. And to solve for s, we need to be able to write an equation. So don't forget about the fact that we had 2 angles marked congruent here. So if ABE measures 2 times s plus 11, then EBF also measures 2 times s plus 11. So what we're going to do is take this 2 times s plus 11 and double it and set that equal to the whole angle ABF, which measures 8s minus 6. So if I'm going to take this expression and double it, doubling something just means multiplying it by 2. So we would have 4 times s plus 11 is equal to 8s minus 6. All right, so there's the setup, and I'll leave it to you to finish, solve for s, and then be sure and plug that back in to get your final answer. And then last but not least, let's take a look at number 42. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so number 42, let's see, we are told in number 42 that the measure of angle EBC is 3r plus 10. Well, EBC is this whole angle right here, E and then B and then C. So all of that measures, let's see, 3r plus 10, 3r plus 10. And then we're told that the measure of angle ABE, well, ABE is this angle right here, ABE, and we're told that its measure is 2r minus 20. So let's label that 2r minus 20. And then let's not forget what we were told in the beginning of this this section about rays BA and BC. Remember, they are opposite rays. So opposite rays form what are called a straight angle. If I were to lay a protractor on that straight angle, it would use up all 180 degrees. So that means that the measure of ABE plus the measure of angle EBC, if we add those together, it's going to total 180 degrees. So our equation would look like this. 2r minus 20 plus 3r plus 10 is equal to 180 degrees. Oops. I don't know what that is. Okay, 180 degrees. Just ignore that. Here, I'll just erase it. Okay, so from there, again, you'll want to solve. From there, you'll want to go ahead and solve this for r. And then once you have solved for r, since you're being asked to find the measure of angle EBF, here's EBF, which remember from these little arcs, the measure of EBF is the same thing as the measure of angle ABE. So you'll plug that R in right here, and once you evaluate that, the measure of angle ABE is the same thing as the measure of angle EBF, so you'll be done at that point, and be sure to indicate that you're measuring your angle in degrees. Okay, so I hope these hints have been helpful. If I didn't cover something on this homework that you have questions about, be sure and ask me in class, or you can pop in and see me before school, and I will see you soon.